We were full that day. Me, Jada, Noah, and a chick that was maybe 1 day old. I want to tell you about the day I felt at the Kaena Point train in Hawaii, in the best way. So, President's Day, which again means almost nothing to me. I'm Korean. I grew up in Australia. We don't have President's Day or Prime Minister Day, but here in Hawaii, United States, it's a public holiday. The roads go quiet, and my friend Jada turned up at the trailhead with a baby chick inside her jacket. 2 days before, Valentine's Day, Jada had been walking through a park in Honolulu after a performance, late, drizzling, and she heard this tiny sound in the wet grass. This more desperate beeping. A chick, probably 1 day old, alone in the dark and the rain. And Jada, she just could not leave it there. She carried it home in her bare hands. Which means, technically, the chick was her Valentine. She didn't seem to think that was strange at all. She's been like that since I've known her. This incredibly warm, almost maternal energy. For the past 2 days, she's been obsessively caring for this tiny creature, feeding it, keeping it warm, checking it like a new mother every couple of hours. So that was our fourth hiker, a day-old Valentine's chick in Jada's jacket at Kaena Point. Kaena Point is the western tip of Oʻahu. It's a nature reserve. No cars, no buildings, nothing developed. You park at the end of the road and walk, maybe 3 or 4 kilometers along the coastline. On your left, the Waianae Range, tall grass fields at the base, the mountains rising behind them. On your right, the Pacific, open, direct ocean. No reef break to soften it, just deep blue shifting water going all the way to the horizon. The wind that day was serious. Not a breeze, full body resistance. You had to lean into it. We were genuinely struggling to stay upright. Jada had one hand on the chick the whole time, her jacket closed around it, her other hand holding the sandwich. That image, I won't forget it. The wind trying to take everything, and she's just completely still because that small creature was warm. I've walked mountains in Korea. I've hiked in Australia. I've been in ranges and valleys in different countries. But Kaena felt different to me, and I've been trying to understand why. Maybe it's the way the mountain and ocean meet here with nothing between them. No transition, no buffer, just hard earth, an open sea, and a thin path that you walk alone. I want to describe what this island has been like lately because it matters for what happened that day. The Big Island has been erupting, and when a volcano erupts over there, the air doesn't stay over there. Volcanic fog, drifts across all the islands. It settles over the mountains like a slow curtain. Some mornings you wake up and the peaks are completely gone, not behind regular clouds, but under this thick, warm, yellowish haze that carries a faint mineral smell. And with that has come more rain than usual. everything has turned a deeper green, almost unnaturally green, like someone adjusted the color of the world. I've been painting it. I keep trying to capture this specific layer, the space between what you can see and what you can only imagine. The mountain is there, you know it is, but the fog takes the top. The mist gathers at the base. And you're left with just the middle, a suggestion, not a confirmation. I find that deeply compelling. The visible and the imagined sharing the same space at the same time. Sometimes I ask people, when you look up at those mountains and you can't see the peak, have you ever thought about who might be living up there? President's Day kept sitting in my mind as we walked. Public holidays are windows. They show you what a place decides to pause for, what it decides is worth marking. And being here, having come from Sydney, I've been noticing the difference in what people decide to run toward. There are a lot of young military families stationed on the island, building lives not entirely by choice, but finding something in the pace of this place that slows them down in ways they didn't expect. There are also big local Hawaiian families, of course. 5 siblings are generally easy to be found here. The local culture, the Hawaiian culture, centers family and presence in a way that feels structural, not just personal. It's not that people here don't work, it's that work doesn't seem to sit at the top of the hierarchy. The meal matters, the drive matters, the walk matters, the evening matters. I've met people here who are so genuinely warm, it surprised me. Not socially polished warm, actually warm, open. And I think the island does something to that. When you can't drive more than a few hours in any direction, when you're surrounded on every side by ocean, maybe the habit of running eventually breaks. At some point in the walk, I stopped talking. The wind was pushing us sideways, the ocean was massive to my right, the mountains were enormous to my left, and I just walked. And something happened that I still don't have a precise word for. I felt very, very small. Not in a bad way, in an accurate way. Like for one moment I was seeing myself at the right scale. I am one person on an island of about 1 million people, in a country of 340 million, on a small island in the middle of the largest ocean on Earth. I have been carrying a lot of expectations, my own mostly, for where I should be in my work, what I should have built by now, how fast things should be moving. Anyone who makes anything, art, architecture, any kind of work that lives or dies on quality and visibility knows this background noise. Not enough. Not yet. Not there. And you get so used to it running that you stop noticing the weight of it. But at Kaena, it went quiet. I have a warm place to live, a roof, a full fridge. I have people who walk beside me in ridiculous wind and make me laugh and protect small creatures without thinking twice about it. What am I chasing that I don't already have some version of? I am nothing, and I mean that as a relief. I don't need to be something. I'm already here. That's already a lot. I think about this often when I'm painting now. The Vogue painting I'm working on, it's about that layer of ambiguity. The mountain that exists but can't be fully seen. I wonder if that's also about the self. The parts of you that are real but not yet visible. Not hidden, just waiting for the air to clear. We drove back as the sun started going low over the Waianae Range. Even through the fog, the light was something. That heavy golden quality that only happens when the air is thick with particles, volcanic or not. I got home, bag down, shoes off. Within 10 minutes, I had the laptop open, emails, calendar, tomorrow's schedule pulling me back into the shape of the usual week. And I had one clear, specific wish, that the version of me still walking at Kaena could just stay there. That I could split in two and leave one of them on that path, in that wind, with no email and no calendar, and no expectations. Just the mountains and the ocean, and 3 friends and a chick that didn't know it was born yet. I like to think I left something there. Some small, tight piece of the version of me that's always chasing. And in exchange, I brought back something looser. Something that, for a moment at least, remembered what it feels like to be enough. This is what I've been working on. You can see the layers. The heavy atmosphere at the top, the broken greens below, that ambiguous middle zone where the mountain dissolves into the sky. I don't want to resolve it. I want it to stay uncertain. That's the point. The painting is a record of that day, not a photograph, a feeling, the kind of smallness that doesn't diminish you. The kind of quiet that doesn't feel like absence. If you've ever had a walk that resets something in you, or if you felt that pull between 2 different ways of living, I'd really love to know what it was for you. Thank you for staying with me. Until next time. 안녕.